So a few days ago, on my way back from dropping my kids at school, I saw this painting. So this painting is of a woman, lying on her back on the bed or on the mat. She was naked, her from her head to her waist was bare. And then just her waist down was just slightly covered with wrapper. You know how we Africans would dress in those olden days? You know how we tie our wrappers, yeah? How we make it skimpy and short, yeah? So that's how it was, down there, lying down at the bed. And then she had her either her right hand or her left hand. Like, I didn't really look at it properly to know which hand was down there. As I did like this, you should know. Which goes to show that she was masturbating. And I saw that picture, and in my mind I'm like, somebody is going to buy this painting and keep it in his room. And all of a sudden I remembered what's going on with PDD right now. Okay, we're hearing the news about PDD. Everybody's shouting, everybody's screaming. Those that are wowing. And we seem not to know or remember that PDD and people like him. Yeah, because right now PDD is the talk of the town, but there are a lot of men like him, or are even worse. And it did not just become like what it is today. All right, it started little by little. Something that happened one day, before it happened 2 times, it happened 3 times, before it became a habit, and now it is full blown. Imagine having 1,000 bottles of baby oils, like not like you were rubbing them on your skin, not like you used them on your children. They were for godliness. You know what, this inspired me to want to talk about what I'm going to be talking about in this video today. So I'm going to be sharing with us 5 ways to avoid developing inappropriate sexual addictions. So welcome to my channel. It's so good to have you here again. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to my channel, like my videos, please leave a comment, click on the notification button. Yes, so let's get into it. So number one way to avoid developing inappropriate sexual addictions is excessive consumption of sexual content. Yes, stop consuming sexual contents excessively. In fact, if possible, avoid it. You watch movies, okay, and some of our movies would usually have that kissing, the romance. There's some movies that you can't avoid them, you just watch them. But avoid making it a habit where all you want to watch is romantic, sexual. In fact, these sexual contents like pornography. Now, let me even say something. Pornography, for those that watch it, okay, you see what it does to them. And people who used to be porn stars are already coming out to say, see, pornography is bad. They are preaching against it seriously. In fact, there's a campaign against watching pornography right now, because there is nobody who has been addicted to pornography whose life has turned out well. Now, normal romantic movies that you will watch, there are some scenes you're watching where they are kissing, where they are touching, where the woman is doing her neck, and oh my goodness, you start feeling sexual urges. Talk more of when you carry porn. And sometimes, of course, you're not going to be watching porn with other people. You're watching these things alone. You watch it day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Before you know, it's a habit. Before you know, a month, 2, 3 months have gone by. You're watching this thing. You become so, it fills your mind to the point that you now want to, you now want to practice what you're watching on somebody else. And this is why when some men come to some ladies and the ladies are not obliging to these sexual advances, it turns out to rape. It turns out to rape. Some of these things are not just because something just happened, bam. No. When you start watching, when you excessively begin to watch sexual content, these are the things it develops in you. Before you know, you're watching anal sex, you're watching so many sexual exhibitions, you're looking for who to practice it with. And then sin is very sweet. You do it one and the thing entered your brain. You want to do it the second time, you want to do it a third time. Before you know, you're gonna be doing it for the rest of your life, except God delivers you. So please, this is one way. I have this colleague, when I worked with her a few years back, She was telling me that her husband hasn't been around for 4 years. Her husband traveled abroad and hasn't come back for the past 4 years. I said 2 years ago. And up till now, the man is not yet back. So this is like 6 years now. And I was like, how do you cope with your sexual urges? She said, one thing I do is I do not watch movies that will ignite my sexual urge. I'm telling you. And that she said that is what has really helped her. Whether it's on Facebook, whether it's a movie, she does not watch anything that will trigger those sexual urges. Because when you continuously watch these things, you really want to carry it out with somebody. And I'm telling you from personal experience too. You see, I'm a romantic. Yeah. Yeah. If I tell you the kind of things that go on in my head, hey, sometimes I'm like, Jesus, please, make I shall not go here because of this my mind. When I saw the way my mind is, I had to, like, you know what, I really need to stop watching, sexual contents for my mental health sake. Yeah, so this is not just me trying to teach you, I'm also telling you from personal experience. Now, number 2 is isolation and secretive behavior. Yes, stop isolating yourself from people. Relate with the right people. You see, my pastor said something one day. He said, sin's power is in secrecy. Yes, nobody does anything bad in the open. So stop isolating yourself. There are things you're going through in your life. You want to talk to the right person. Please, not just anybody. That's why I can't say this enough. That's why we have therapists, we have counselors, we have pastors, we have guidance. Talk to the right person. Have the right kind of friends around you. I remember when I was serving in my youth service days, I had these 2 people. Now, they were not very close to me, but there was something these 2 people did in my life. Now, Pastor Ebere and Pastor Blessing. Pastor Ebere, I'm still talking with her. Pastor Blessing, Amo, is it Amo? I can't remember her name. I mean, for years now, I haven't seen that lady. Now, Pastor Blessing was living in my lodge. Then Pastor Ebere was like a chinch, You cannot just misbehave around that woman. Somehow if you just do something not right, she's gonna pick it where she is. Once she sees you doing kurukere, she's like, babe, come here. What is going on with you? Pastor Blessing, the same thing. With these people around me, I couldn't, I even if some things entered my head, there are things I would not dare. Sometimes when it became tough, I have, like Pastor Berry was somebody that I could pray with. Even now I have people that I can call and say, please, see what I'm going through, pray for me. I have people in my life that I don't hide anything from. Please do not isolate yourself. Stop having secret behaviors. Any behavior in you that you don't like, because the truth is that when these things start, you don't like them. Some of these addictions that people go through, they don't like that are addicted to them, but they don't have, when they get to a point of bondage, they don't have a choice. Not like they have a job, but they don't have a choice. So please stop isolating yourself. Don't, because isolation is actually what leads to secret behaviors. That's just it. Isolation leads to secret behavior. So please have the right people around you. Have counselors, have guidance, people that you can run to, people that can talk to you and help you, get past whatever habit that you're dealing with. Number 3, stop avoiding healthy relationships. You must have the right people around you. See, if you must go far in life, there's a reason the Bible says 2 heads are better than 1. Okay, this is why you see some people crying that they want to be married, they want to have a wife, they want to have a husband, because they understand the power of 2. Okay, so even like that's why I keep saying that marriage is not the only way of fulfillment or companionship. So if you're still single and you're not married, are you going to kill yourself? No, but what you must do is have the right people around you. Develop healthy relationships. If you're friends with somebody and this person is not helping your life and this person is not helping you advance, cut away from that person. In fact, this is what the Bible meant when he said, if your right eye is going to lead you to sin and eventually take you to hell, he says, pluck it out. If your left hand is eventually going to make you sin and go to hell, he said, cut it off. He didn't mean literally get something and pluck out your eyes like they did to Samson or amputate your hands. No, Jesus was telling us there that any relationship that is not going to help you, any relationship that is not going to, advance your cause, promote your purpose and make you have a sane mind, cut away from that relationship. So please avoid healthy relationships. You see the people that have friends, your friends are the reason you're a chain smoker, your friends are the reason you're a drunkard, your friends introduce you to inappropriate sexual activities before you know you are addicted to them. Okay, while you do not want to be isolated, make sure that the friends that you have are the friends that can uplift you, are friends that can help you move forward in your life. Now, number 4, avoid using sexual activities as a coping mechanism. This is very important. People, when they are going through anxiety or they are going through certain challenges in their lives, the way some men will enter the bar and drink themselves to stupor, that is how some people find solace in having sexual activities. Now, like I told one of my friends, you have a challenge, your brain is going haywire, and you think that the best thing to do is go and drink. Unfortunately, you would forget your problems for like say 2 to 3 hours, and then when you're sober, you start from the beginning, you go back to square one. So drinking or these sexual activities does not eliminate the problem, rather it causes and impounds the problem. You go and do sexual, you say you have challenge, the next thing you look for a woman, you're having sex with her. This is why some people have unknowingly developed soul ties. You are with this woman, you're with this man, you know that this person is not good for you, you're practicing sexual activities that are not just okay for you, but you can't break out because, so please avoid having sexual activities as a way to cope from whatever it is that you're going through. Always know, God, Jesus says, all ye that are heavy laden, come unto me and I will give you rest. Like I said, talking about it is one of the, in fact, it's a very great way to begin. You're going through a very terrible time, talk to somebody about it. Don't go and look for a woman or you look for a man and you think that sex will not even last up to 5 minutes. That is if you even stay 5 minutes. 1 second. One that was telling somebody, I said, assuming this thing even used to stay like 1 hour, like, of course, if even stay, God knows, God is actually perfect in what he does. Imagine the excitement you have in sex, and if that thing lasts for 1 hour, not be die, be that. Not be die. But you see, that thing is what gets into people's heads, and they want to have it every day, and trying so many, oh, Jesus. Please, talk to somebody. Talk to someone. Someone says a problem shared is half solved. It may not give you 100%, but trust me, a problem that is half solved is definitely on its way to having 100% solving. So yes. So we come to the last point, which is ignoring personal boundaries. Some of you know that when you take alcohol, taking alcohol is tantamount to opening your legs. And yet you will not avoid it. I realized recently that the engineer for lust is alcohol. You want to lose your mind. That's why you see people when they drink, just check out what follows for most men or even women. And these things, they even display it in our Nigerian movies. You go and stay with a guy in the bar, you take one shot, the next thing you are drunk. Where do you end up? You end up in the baby's house. So you should know what triggers sexual urges in you and avoid them, especially when you're not married. Even when you're married, say, because there are a lot of married men who are addicted to pornography. If you know the things that may trigger inappropriate sexual activities in you, avoid them. Don't ignore those things. Develop boundaries. You must develop boundaries. Okay, some people, alcohol does not just work for them. There are people that when they are going through certain challenges, that is not the time you want to go and meet your opposite sex. Meet people of like minds, your fellow females or your fellow males. That is not the time you want to go and look for one female bestie, and then you're talking to her about whatever that is going on with you, and from there one thing shall lead to another, and before you know, crazy stops. Not watching some kind of sexual content is also a form of boundary. Yes, for some of us that year that digested 50 Shades of Grey, Anyway, thank God I didn't even sit down to watch those movies. But we have eyes, and we're on social media, we watch the clips. The recent one now is all this I don't know that it is Palestinians that are doing this series. I don't know the people that are behind. There are some series now that are on Facebook, that the sexual texture, my mates bond. You get it right? Yeah. Those kind of things, and you're watching them, before you're developing crazy ideas, and you just want to look for who to exhibit these things with. So please create boundaries. Jesus says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. This flesh is weak, but your spirit has to be strong to subdue your flesh. And the only way your spirit can be strong to subdue your flesh is when you don't allow certain things go through the gateways of your eye. Yes. You see this, your eyes. This is your gateway. It is from here that your mind is affected. It is from your mind that your soul is affected. So create boundaries, okay? Create boundaries. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Yes. Please, like I said, if you have not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, click on the notification button. Until next time, see ya.